Welcome, artists, and thank you for joining with me today. The supplies you'll need for today's assignment are a circle tracer. I have a lid and a pencil. Now, I know this is a marker. I'm just going to use that so you can see it better. Okay, you'll use a pencil and, of course, then some crayons too to add some color to your design. So remember, this is the first time you've ever made this assignment with me. So there's always times where it's not going to turn out exactly the way you wanted it, but now the good thing is by the time you're done, you'll be able to practice this again and again, and that's the point, practice. All right, so just today, my son Oscar brought these flowers in from the backyard for his mom, and that was really sweet of him, and they're kind of falling apart, but I think I'll leave them around here just as some nice springtime, summertime inspiration. I like them. All right, and that's exactly what the artwork's all about, springtime and summertime inspiration. So the sun's a big part of that, right? Gives us the warmth and the rays of light that come down to earth to keep us warm and make plants grow and allow us to take off the winter coats. And as we start moving from spring towards summer, so many things we get to do and we're excited for. So if you can see my rays of light coming out from the sun, in between each one of them, there's just some different things that inspire me as I start thinking about warmer weather, whether it's a campfire or camping, or roasting a marshmallow, just the beautiful parts of nature like a rainbow, even rain, which is helpful for the earth. And I like rainy days every now and then, or a beach ball at the beach like we have here in Michigan. And even just grass and flowers growing, some summertime treats, which we love. And if it's windy enough, maybe get out and fly a kite. So as we start this today, we're going to do this step by step together. You'll be able to take it with you and take it home. So if you're ready, let's begin. No time to wait. We're going to put the circle right in the middle of the paper. So as you get situated and you grab those supplies or get to your spots, right? The first thing we'll do is go down to the bottom and we'll get our name on our artwork. And after we sign our name, some people like putting a box around it after that. Make sure you always do the name first and then the box next. So now we'll trace that circle right in the middle of the paper. Name and circle, circle and name. Our first two steps of many steps today. Forget to just move your hand out of the way as you trace around. All right. Pretty big circle. Takes up a lot of space. And follow along with me one step at a time. There's always time at the end for you to go back and add things that you wanted to that maybe I moved too quickly for, right? So if we start drawing the face and you were like, well, I wanted to add eyebrows. Well, just put that on pause. And then as we continue to do steps 3, 4, 5, and 6, you come along with us so you don't fall behind. And then at the end, you can go ahead and add all the details you want or erase things that you didn't want and you could get rid of. Okay? Let's put the face on the sun. We're going to do 2 eyes. You can make your eyes like ovals. I like to start with 2 kind of curved rainbow lines. And then a kind of a curvy, flatter line along the bottom. And I know that many of you who practice art or you've done it with me a long time have your own way of making eyes. So that big oval that stretches from top to bottom. And I put a smaller circle on top and then fill the rest in. Now, for instance, if you don't finish filling it in and I move on to the next step, you can just stop, fill it in later, and then come back to it. All right, so a little bump for the nose. Kind of looks like the letter C. And a mouth. Now, if you just want to make a smiley mouth just like that, that's fine. Put little lines in each corner. I'm going to make my son's mouth open. Because what I like to see are 2, like the little M right here at the bottom of the mouth, kind of creates the tongue in the back of that kind of cartoon face. And then you just fill the rest in. Cool. All right. Now that our sun is smiling and as happy as can be, shining light onto our beautiful world, we are going to add the rays of light. First one we're going to do is from the very top of the head and go straight up and click off the edge of the paper. Then we're going to go to the very bottom of the circle of the sun and go straight down to the bottom of the paper and click off, kind of like north and south. And then we're going to go to the right and the left, like east and west. So from the circle straight out to the right edge, click. All these rays of light. Now go to the left side. All these rays of light are going off the edge of the paper. So they just disappear. Now we're going to go and put one to the corner. So if it helps you, pick up your finger instead of your pencil and put one kind of on the side of the head and draw a line towards that corner, because that's where it's going next. So do that. It's good to know where the beginning and the ending of a line. So the line's going to begin here on the cheek, and now it's going to go down to that bottom right corner. There we go. And you know how to do the rest. The next corner, of course, for me has my name on it. So it's just going to stop when it runs into that box. And the last one, kind of on the angle of the head, and it goes towards that corner there. So we don't need a lot of lines. Okay, good. Excellent. Now you have the straight lines all the way around. And what I like to do is now I take the chance to add 2 more to each one. So there's, all these lines are just by themselves. So we're going to give them some line friends. 2 for each one. Watch this so you see it first, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Ready? 1, 2. Done. Don't do more. You don't need to do any more. Go to the next line right here. 1, 2. Done. If you notice, I like to do one on top and one underneath. So go down to this bottom corner. 1, 2. See, they're close together. There's 3 lines now for each one. 1, 2, 3, and they're close together. 1, 2, done. Now, of course, you're keeping going with me. 1, 2, done. Some of you have already gone ahead, which is good. 1, 2 on this one, done. 1, 2, done. 1, 2, and done. And of course, mine aren't perfectly straight. Like rays of light coming down from the sun, probably curvy or wavy with all that heat. All right, now the fun begins. Now we can fill in all these empty spots with the ideas and thoughts of summer, whether it be weather, tasty treats, things that grow, or places to go. All right, are you ready? The first one we're going to do is right here. We're going to go up to this empty space in the top left. Found it? Good. We're going to put some zigzag grass right above the ray of sun. And I can have my zigzags go tall and short or medium, and they just grow. So there's a nice row of zigzaggy grass right there. Great. Now we're going to have some flowers hanging out above it. You ready? Draw a circle for the middle of the flower. And then, after you've drawn that circle, for like a letter U for a flower petal. And then you just kind of keep curving like a smile or a letter U until it turns sideways, and then upside down like a rainbow. And you just keep hopping around and hopping around. And there are the petals. So we have a nice beautiful field of flowers, which of course during spring and summertime are going to start happening. So keep curving and hopping around that circle. I think I can fit 3. I kind of draw mine really big. Maybe you can fit 3 or 4. Maybe even more. So I got 3, but now they can't just float in the sky. I'm going to draw their stem down into the ground. And if I want to color the stem green, I'm going to add another line next to it. All right, cool. Now I got a field of flowers for my summer-inspired artwork. All right, the next thing we get to do is we get to go right underneath the flowers, right here, and draw some clouds. Now these clouds are going to start kind of like a rainbow line again, and then you know how to do them. They hop. Some rainbows are big lines, curvy lines are shorter, and then you turn sideways, kind of like we did above, and you know how to make a nice little cloud there. Yeah, clouds blowing through the sky. Make another one, kind of small right here. Now, one thing I love doing at summertime is blowing bubbles. So I'm going to have some circle bubbles floating up into the sky. I'm going to make a huge one here. Bet you can make one as big as me. And I'm going to add like a little curved letter C for like a shine or a shadow. And then if there's any space left, I'm just going to make a couple more bubbles. And I'll make a smaller one. Maybe it's floating further away. Watch out for the sun, bubble. It popped. Oh well. So we got a couple of clouds and a few bubbles. If you want to come back and add more clouds or bubbles later, you can. Come on, let's move on down to the next spot right here. We're going to draw a bigger circle, not for a bubble, but for a beach ball. So draw that big circle here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now to make it look like a beach ball, we have to put kind of a curvy smile at the very top that touches the top of the ball. See it? That's the top of the ball, and then just 2 lines. Ready? 2 lines. That's it. 2 lines. Here we come. 1 here, curves down. 1 here, curves down. And done. Now again, that beach ball is just floating, so we have to add some sand underneath it. So we're going to have a line that kind of rolls and curves a little bit just behind it. And you can add a few dots on it. Some of these dots are close together, some are far apart. And then when we color it yellow, bam, it's sand. Now the only thing left to do for this picture is a wavy line up above the ball if you have room. So that's going to curve like a smile. Ready? Smile and then another smile, and they just connect on each other. Good. Cool. And then you color that blue. Everybody knows it's water. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we've gone from flowers to clouds and bubbles to the beach. Over here, we're having a campfire and roasting a marshmallow. All right, let's do it. Now for the fire. Well, let's do the fire last. Let's make that delicious marshmallow, which is basically just a square or a rectangle, but it's kind of curvy, kind of rounded. Yep. Now we gotta make a stick go through it. So the stick's gonna come from the edge of this ray of light and go straight into it. Now pick your pencil up, because you don't want it to. It disappeared inside of the marshmallow, and then it pops back out the other side because you poked it. But now we need that fire or flame to roast that delicious marshmallow. So remember how you did the zigzag line for the grass? Yeah, but watch this. You're going to do something similar, but you're going to go up and down for a zigzag, but your next one has to be taller because it's got to go towards the marshmallow. And then the next one has to be taller, up and then down, zig and then zag. And then the can keep growing down until we reach the bottom of the paper again. Now what I like to do is make another zigzag line inside of that fire or flame, because I like to draw both like orange and yellow on that fire. I wonder how you like your marshmallows if you've ever roasted one. Some people love them burnt and black. I don't know about that. I like it golden brown sometimes. All right, as we swing up to the next spot, it's time for our rainbow. Nothing better than a summertime rainbow after a thunderstorm. Yeah. So let's get close to the sun and make a little baby cloud. It just hops around. There we go. And now let's go to the other edge of the paper, far away from that spot, and make another little baby cloud. Okay, it can be big if you want. Really, it could be. So now we're going to have our rainbow stretch from one cloud to the other. And I'm just going to start on the furthest part of this cloud and go up. Ooh, I might bump into the sun, and come down on the other farthest part. And then I'll just keep drawing more lines that never quite touch. They get really close together to make stripes. So I can't really fit anymore. So my rainbow is only going to have 4 colors on it. Maybe 5 if I squeeze one in. And of course, if you want to add another cloud, more stripes later, you can. So we got 3 spaces left. So let's go. We got this, and then we get to color it. So as we come up to this spot, you can't have a rainbow without sun. And of course, what's the other ingredient? Rain. So we're going to come up here. You knew it. And right where this ray of light is, the one that shoots to the corner, we're going to put a smiley, curvy line cloud that just kind of keeps curving until it falls off the paper. And then just some raindrops, which just kind of look like ovals. Long, skinny ovals. Shoop. Coming down from the sky. And you can put lots or a little. That's up to you. All right. So now that we got those ovals for rain, and there's just 2 spots left. All right, this is a fun one. I always liked doing this when I was younger. I wasn't ever that good at it though. Making a kite and flying it. Are you ready? To make this kite, we have to have a diamond, which has 4 sides. So we're gonna start out with a letter V. Now this letter V is gonna be the bottom of the kite. So we're gonna go down and back up. And see how wide I made it? That'll give me a bigger kite. Maybe it'll fly higher. And then from this letter V, we're gonna go to each of its top 2 lines, and we're gonna make like the beginning of a capital A, up and down, or like what we do to make a mountain. Up, and then it has to connect right here, right? Boom. So then, of course, on the kite, there are these sometimes plastic poles or wooden poles that hold it together. One from top to bottom, like a crisscross, like a letter T, and one from left to right, side to side. And then we want a string on the bottom of the kite, and mine's just going to kind of float and then disappear off behind the ray of sun. Now, of course, since the kite's flying high up in the sky, if you want to add some clouds, you can, or some birds flying up there, you can do that. Or if you want no clouds and just color in that sky later, good for you. That's what you can do. All right, we're almost done. Last spot. This one's my favorite because it's for sweet, tasty, ice-cold summer treats. So we're going to make 2 popsicles and ice cream cone. So we'll put the ice cream cone right in the middle. Let's do that first, okay? So just like you did for the kite, make a letter V, go down and come back up. Put a straight line across the top, and then you can add as many scoops as you'd like. Little half circle here, semicircle, another one on top. Ooh, I'll go for 3 scoops. Mine will probably be blue moon, so blue. And then maybe mint chocolate chip, so green with dark spots. And then Superman on the bottom. Red, yellow, blue. Yep, that's what I want, just for me. And now if you just want to draw more ice cream, you can. But if you want to draw a popsicle, let's do this. Go up and down like a skinny, skinny rainbow. And the longer you make it, the bigger it is. And if yours is not skinny and it's wider, then you get more popsicle. Not a bad thing there. Yours is just more bigger and more delicious than a skinny stick. That sticks right out of it. Oh man, that stick's kind of long. Oh well, no big deal. And I'm going to see if I can squeeze one more popsicle up here, up and down for my skinny rainbow. Line across the bottom. And then the popsicle stick. Okay. All right, artist. Well, now, if you've gone through here and thought to yourself, well, my bubbles didn't turn out or my kite didn't turn out so good, you know what you can do? You can erase it and put a tent there instead if you like camping out. Or you could erase something and say, this one's, I like doing sports in the summer. So you can draw a baseball and a football and a basketball, right? Or, you know, I like doing a slip and slide. Those are tricky to draw. But if you wanted to try, you know, you could go do it. So you can replace things and remove things. And, of course, then it's time to color, right? And I made a pink sky over here. And that just looks wonderful. You don't see them too often. I add a little brown to my roasted marshmallow, right there. So fill it with color, do the best you can, and maybe even take this home, hang it up somewhere in your home, stick it to the refrigerator with a magnet and say, hey, all right, Mom, Dad, Auntie, Uncle, this summer, we're going to go do this stuff. And you get to take me. All right. Peace out, my friends. See you next time.